He's just a really good player. Anything you would ask a defensive lineman to do, he does. He does it at a high level.
Hit from behind, and he's going to go down again. And it's Cam Jordan who gets him again, who just is having a field day on the pass rush.
Look at the throw, under pressure, and he's taken down. He's taken down. Cam Jordan again. Best player takes over when you need it the most.
Cam Jordan had a terrific year this season, recorded a career-high 15.5 sacks, made the Pro Bowl for the third straight year over the past 3 seasons. Only Chandler Jones and Aaron Donald have more sacks than our first guest from Super Bowl week. We are delighted to welcome Cam Jordan to our set here from the New Orleans Saints. Good to have you, big fella. Thank you.
Appreciate it. I like that stat sheet, though. I like that.
That's good, right?
I got to start moving up the board, though.
Put you right to work, because there's a lot of different things we want to talk to you about. And let's start by talking about the San Francisco offense. As we have talked about the 49ers leading into the Super Bowl, the game we have continuously pointed to where Jimmy Garoppolo really did play quite well when they needed him to was against your defense. How would you describe the challenges of Jimmy G in particular and that offense?
You know, he did things that we weren't aware of at the time. I mean, talk about, you know, nobody says, oh, Jimmy G's going to tear this defense up until he played us. And then it was like, hey, he has potential to tear defenses up. You look at what he has on offense. You look at Kittle. You look at the whole running back core. You talk about Tevin Coleman.
Yep, Coleman,
I still don't know how to say his name. I was saying Mostert. It's because I've been in New Orleans for too long. That French situation. You talk about what they have, everything they bring in, Emmanuel Sanders, and the addition he's created. They have a lot of weapons. And you talk about, of course, Kittle. Kittle would be the driving force of that offense.
Well, like for me, I'm from New Orleans, and so I understand how people feel about Drew Brees. I'm getting away from the Super Bowl, but you have 3 quarterbacks, and all of those guys have an opportunity to leave or stay and decide what they want to do.
Excuse you?
I'm sorry.
You're implying Drew's ever going to leave New Orleans?
I'm asking. No, I'm not saying leaving, but he can retire. That is the thing.
Excuse you?
So where do you think this situation will end up, and do you believe that Drew Brees is the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints next year? Not with your heart, right? With your mind.
I know with my mind that we always have an opportunity to go deep into the playoffs with Drew Brees at the helm. I know in my mind we also have Teddy Bridgewater, who was able to come in and insert himself in our offense and win 5 games, go 5-0. I know that with our team and our framework that we have built, we have a model that has always had Drew Brees at helm. I'm not going to discuss any model without Drew Brees at helm until I have to.
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
That's all you need to know about the respect Drew has in that team. Let me ask you this, Cam. Let's go back to the Super Bowl, because this is one of the most important. So the ability to communicate with your defensive line mates. I'm not worried about the back 7. The 4 guys up front. What has been the conversation about Pat Mahomes, not only by players in the league that's watching him do this, and then how would you prepare for Pat Mahomes?
I mean, from what I've seen, because I've yet to go against the legit right now, you talk about what he's able to do on the field, apparently make complete passes with left hands, no look, tosses to Travis Kelce. He creates a problem not only with the way he competes and, the mindset that he takes to the game, because it's clear day in, day out that he wants to win. He's got that ultimate competitor drive in him, but he also has the arm to back it up, and he has the talent in terms of receiver corps to really make a dent. And he can also leave the pocket. He ain't afraid to run it out.
Yeah, I hate to bring this up, but we have to. Your Saints have had tough playoff exits these last 3 seasons. On the final play of these games, do you feel like your team should have been in the Super Bowl over these last 3 years?
Do you want my heart now or later?
I'll take it now.
Yeah, serve that on a platter for you. I mean, when you talk about the last 3 years, you talk about 3 years ago, we lose to the Minnesota Vikings on the last play of the game. 2 years ago, you lose after a helmet-to-helmet hit on Tommy Lee, which could have been still an offensive. I mean, either way, there's 2 calls a referee could have made. You leave that to quote-unquote human error. When we go into this year, we knew you could never be close enough. So this year happens, and you already know. Like, we have no excuse to say we didn't know that, the referees weren't going to go against us. We knew this. We have no excuse to say, hey, there wasn't a time and a place of this game where we could have took over and never looked back. We had a couple opportunities that we didn't capitalize upon, and hence why I'm sitting here and not preparing for this weekend.
Well, maybe one more run back at it with a team that has shown a great resilience, if nothing else. In the meantime, on an entirely different subject, you were playing in the Pro Bowl on Sunday, and that was at the moment that the news about Kobe Bryant was spreading, and I saw that there were tributes on the field. And I would just be curious to know, if I may, what that experience was like and what it was like being on the field, knowing that was going on, and the emotions that I'm sure all of the players in that game were feeling.
Right. I mean, growing up, you say, the greatest basketball player of all time when it was Kobe. You would say it was Michael Jordan, but I'd only argue that I wasn't there for 2-3. I was there for 4 or 5. I was there for Wizards Jordan. I didn't get primetime Bulls Jordan. Mm-hmm. My greatest person that I ever got to see growing up was Kobe Bryant. I used to go from 8 to 24, and you see everything that he's done. And as a Suns fan, I just watched him destroy my Suns no matter how good we got. Whether we had Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Jason Richardson, Leandro Barbosa, we had the squad. And he got destroyed in with the Western Conference Finals. And that was our only chance to win it. So you watch him year in, year out, destroy everything about it, and still want more. You talk about what Kobe means to the entire sports realm is that perseverance level of never stopping and never stop competing and always striving for beyond excellence. There's a Kobe mentality for a reason. It was a Kobe standard. Mm-hmm. Like you don't walk into a room and be like, hey, I got a Cam Jordan standard. The whole world doesn't know that. My guys that know or that are around me know that. His work ethic, his relentlessness of perfection just streamed so beyond what is Kobe Bryant. When you say Kobe Bryant, you think about the icon that always worked hard, who took a helicopter into work early and, was always there before everybody being there. It's crazy to say, a helicopter goes down the way it does, because that's like everybody knows his regiment. Yeah. So you talk about that, and then, of course, everything that he's ever going to mean to athletes. It was weird. Just saying that we were, 5 minutes away from taking the tunnel to being announced to having the honor to be in a Pro Bowl, to having then, like, we're talking about the whole locker room was going up. We've got, music playing, we've got lights flickering. We're talking about the NFC about to, take over the Pro Bowl, and then everybody catches the ticker from, TMZ, and then it catches like fire. Yeah. And you're just sitting there like, no, TMZ did it, so it could not be real. And then, you just sit there like the mortality rate of everybody is just it's such a physical thing. Yeah. It's mind-blowing.
It is in so many ways. We appreciate the recollections. Thank you so much, Cam, for coming here today. Enjoy the rest of the week. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Drew doesn't have to be on the team next year. It's a possibility.
We'll see what happens. Sports Center tonight, 6 Eastern after PTI. Kevin and in Bristol, Sage will be here. They will grade Zion's first road test last night, the Patrick Mahomes make or break factors for the Super Bowl, and an interview with Dak Prescott. Sports Center from Miami on ESPN right after PTI. Meanwhile, if Patrick Mahomes wins on Sunday, can we already list him among the all-time greats? One of our crew says the answer is yes, and he'll tell you why next.